Okay, so hello, I'm Madison Taylor/O'Neill. Thank you for coming to my class and welcome to my workshop on employee engagement. So I'm so thankful that you guys are here and I have the opportunity to teach you guys today about employee engagement. I'm an organizational development analyst here at BSA. We employ over 3,500 employees, and I have been in the hospital for less than a year, but I've been able to partake in the analysis of the annual employee engagement campaign that we have here. And I've also been in our continual efforts to increase our employee engagement hospital-wide. So I have a little bit of background in this. I'm originally from Laguna Hills, California, and I received my bachelor's in psychology and pre-law from Texas Tech University in 2015. And I'm near the end of my studies to receive my master's in organizational development from Abilene Christian University. I look forward to spending this time with you as we seek to encourage and implore what you learn from this class and apply it in your organization. At the end of this training, you will have the tools necessary to understand and engage your employees. Thanks for your attendance today, and I hope you learn and apply this essential information to your work life. So now that you know a little bit about me, I want to learn a little bit about you guys. So if we can go around the room, starting with Tyler, say your name and what organization you're with and your position.
Okay, my name is Tyler Janelle. I'm with Peak Sports Management, and I'm an account executive.
My name is Jonathan O'Neill. I'm with Peak Sports Management, and I'm the general manager.
I'm Trent Younger, work at BSA, Organizational Development, Education Coordinator.
I am Rhoda Breeden, and I'm also BSA Organizational Development Analyst.
I'm Tina Stewart, and I am also BSA Organizational Development Manager.
Awesome. Lacey? Yes.
Then the camera person is Lacey Roach, and she is Organizational Development at BSA also.
Awesome. Okay. So a lot of people often think of employee engagement kind of as this confusing, lumped subject that sounds kind of HR-y, that doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's just a fancy word. But employee engagement really is essential to our organization, and it is essentially it's a level of personal investment a person has in his or her work. So employee engagement has a huge factor in retention and revenue with all companies, and it increases higher levels of productivity and boosts our bottom line. So I like this quote or definition of employee engagement. It's the extent to which people are personally involved in the success of a business. And obviously if you have more engaged employees, you're going to have a more successful business. So what do engaged employees look like? Engaged employees are enthusiastic about their work. They have well-defined roles. They understand their contributions to their organization. They are inspired by their leaders. They invest in personal and professional development, and they feel connected to their organizations. So you might think this is great, but employee engagement really does make a huge impact in our organizations. Engagement affects every person inside our organization, and every person affects our bottom line. So, across the U.S., 68% of employees are not engaged. And with this 68%, 17% characterize themselves as disengaged. So, these disengaged workers are not only unhappy and unproductive, but their negativity is also rubbing off on other engaged or ambivalent workers as well. This active disengagement costs American companies $450 to $550 billion U.S.-wide in lost productivity each year. Research also shows that engaged companies consistently outperform their competitors in profits, performance, and turnover. So, in total, you can't afford to ignore employee engagement whatsoever. It will cost your company millions, billions. So, here at BSA, we do an annual employee engagement survey, and this is what was found for 2017. less than half of our employees were engaged. We have 38% content, 12% ambivalent, and 5% are disengaged. So, this is increasingly large issue, and this is over all companies US-wide that more and more employees are becoming disengaged. So, after a needs analysis was conducted here at BSA through surveys, interviews, and interactions, it was found that the strengths BSA has are recognition, training, hospital environment, and mission and values. And the improvement areas are communication, leader effectiveness, feedback, culture, and development. Okay, so now that you know a little bit more about employee engagement, it's not as confusing when you first sit down, hopefully. We're gonna see if you guys can think of what employee engagement programs BSA or your company has. So if you guys take 2-3 minutes and you can write down on the piece of paper I provided you with any programs you can think of, and then we'll talk about it after. So go ahead. You can do it, Rhoda. Okay, are you guys good? Okay, I'm just gonna write on the board what you guys have. We're gonna kind of go through. If someone says something you had, don't repeat it. So, does anyone want to start? Go for it.
Family movie night.
Okay. Okay.
The buddy program for new employees.
Okay.
Tuition assistance.
Sure.
Okay.
The escape room.
Good job.
Christmas meals and hospital week meals.
Breakfast.
Oh,
Easter egg hunt.
Outside hunt. Community events.
Oh, yeah, volunteering stuff.
Painting classes.
Oh, that's a joke.
You are on notice.
Take your picture.
Good thing you don't have seizure disorder.
Madison sticks and pats out.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Can you guys think of anything else?
Oh, we have some, but for Pete, not for
Yeah, go for it.
BSA. We do, we have paid volunteer hours, 5 a month that we can use to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that note.
We've got a Snapchat group and a GroupMe that kind of keeps people engaged. It's more of a fun, less professional environment that you can kind of show people what we're doing.
Mhm.
We have various incentive programs.
Okay. Okay. You guys think that's a pretty complete list? What you can think of?
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay, cool. So, when I was making this list, it took me a minute to think of everything as well. And as leaders and managers in our organization, it's important that we know what engagement activities we have, and it's hard to think of them when you're put on the spot. So, this is what I came up with. We have at BSA, we have our tuition and loan assistance program, which helps employees further their education and go to college. We have our onboarding and buddy program, which helps new hires. We have our BSA Gives Back, which is all our volunteering initiatives that we're participating in right now. We have employee involvement like the escape room and the Easter egg hunt and picnic in the park, dog day out, all that fun stuff that we're doing. We have the Daisy Award for nurses. We have our Power of One for employees, our team events that Trent's working on for team building. We have BSA Cares, the share boxes that we do for employees who want meals. We have reverse mentorship for our generations. We have employee breakfast, like you guys talked about. Years of service banquet that we do. Recognize our employees who've been here 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And our personal growth classes that we'll talk about in a little bit to really engage employees and encourage growth. So, how do you guys think that you can encourage and incorporate these programs and activities with employees?
What was the question?
How do you think that you can encourage and incorporate these programs and activities with employees to get more people learning about all these programs that we have?
Participate and talk about it.
Get it out there.
Word of mouth?
Get it out there.
Yep.
Flyers,
Mm-hmm.
meetings,
Mhm.
staff meetings.
Organize them well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great. Do you think that these programs can help increase an employee's engagement if they participate?
You would hope.
Yes.
You can see how it would relate to employee engagement. So these programs have been specifically formulated and designed to increase our employee engagement here. All of these programs have been created with our people in mind. So, moving forward, our focus for employee engagement will center around, or needs to center around, these 6 categories, which are purpose, communication, effective leadership, feedback, recognition, and personal growth. So, our purpose is our why. Why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we working here at BSA? What our business does and how we do it. So, this is done by focusing on our mission and values, which we stress here at BSA. Our mission is, if you guys want to repeat it with me, it's right down here, to provide quality health care and Christian love, service, and dignity. And our values, are to have a great place for patients and customers, to have a great place to work, and the financial strength to accomplish 1 and 2. So this is our purpose, our cause, and belief that drives our company forward. This is why we get out of bed in the morning. This is our big why. By arming our employees with a sense of purpose, they will create the emotional bond between themselves and their work, thus boosting engagement. So purpose is essential in creating engagement in our employees. So communication and feedback, they go hand in hand. So communication, it's essential that we have good communication tactics that establish trust and legitimacy towards managers and employees. You want to make sure that you're communicating frequently and consistently with employees. You want to communicate often. You also want to make sure that it's a two-way street. You're talking to them as much as they're talking to you. You're giving constant communication. It's consistent with our brand and culture. You want to be respectful. Here at BSA, you want to make sure you're remaining close to our mission and values that we just said. And you want to make sure that it's fully inclusive. You're not leaving anyone out. Your communication is with everyone. And feedback, very similarly, is making sure you're motivating your employees. That's the big thing with feedback. We want to make sure that we're being motivational, and we're using emotional intelligence to do this, and we're reciprocating our feedback as well. So these things don't just happen overnight. It takes a lot of planning and execution in many different ways, but once you start incorporating it every day, it gets easier and easier. So our next topic is recognition, one of the 6 categories. So it was found that once you reach a certain threshold, money doesn't contribute to our overall happiness in the workplace whatsoever, which leads to the fact that employee engagement reinforces the notion that it's personal and emotional factors that matter the most, not just financial. So your team craves recognition, and this is based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Recognition satisfies esteem and our need to belong compared to just financial rewards such as raises or bonuses. There is something to recognize in all of us, and it's important to point those things out. This should be done through company-wide programs we talked about earlier. We have the DAISY and Power of One, and it should be done on daily or weekly occurrences, possibly in staff meetings, stuff like that. And it should come from peers and management. We want to work towards a culture of recognition, not just a recognition program. And appreciation should be ingrained in our daily interactions with everyone. So leadership is another key category when we're talking about employee engagement. The quality of our management is a huge factor in engagement and retention. The big thing with leadership is that you want to develop a trusting relationship, and that trust is essential. By using vision, team building, best interests at heart, and emotional intelligence and empathy, you can harness the power of effective management to help keep the engaged talent. So, vision is when leaders need to be decisive and make decisions with enough authority to focus and reassure their team. And team building, managers are our leaders, they're our team leaders. So the best managers are able to create a sense of camaraderie, and this bonds their team together, creating a personal and emotional connection with the team. The best interest of heart, you just want to make sure that you have your team's back and you're always an advocate for your employees. And emotional intelligence and empathy, you want to motivate your team through the factors that drive various team members by understanding different employees' emotional needs. And this is used through emotional intelligence. So personal growth is key. If you aren't investing in your people, you aren't investing in your future business. A lot of people call this just people stuff, and it's not important. But people stuff is the single most important aspect of our business. So employees need to feel that they are continuously growing and developing, both personally and professionally. And we want to create an atmosphere of continual growth, and it's not just desired anymore, it's a necessity in the company and business world now. So, like we talked about earlier, this can be done through all the programs that we offer here at BSA. We have tuition assistance, loan, volunteer opportunities, team events, and employee involvement, and also offering possibly mentorship. If you see that your employees are needing a mentor, seeking that out, and encouraging participation in these current programs. This comes from directors, managers, encouraging participation in our well thought out programs that we've developed. So, we're going to do a quick activity. Now that you understand more about employee engagement, through this training so far, we're going to do a role-playing activity to utilize what you guys have learned. This activity is going to help you learn how to develop a successful communication process through teamwork, promote teamwork and growth with your employees, and encourage feedback successfully. So, at BSA, it is imperative that we are able to utilize these 3 qualities in our everyday work lives. When we are applying successful communication, teamwork, and feedback in our company, we will notice a significant increase in employee engagement. So, if you guys want to break out into small groups. What?
How many?
We were going to do 3 groups of 2. Lacey, do you want to participate? Okay.
Lacey can be my partner.
Okay, so we'll do 3 groups of 2. And what we're going to create an employee engagement campaign to propose for BSA. But the kicker is that I am going to give you 2 unique items, and you're going to have to include them in your campaign in any way that you guys want to. So, you guys have 5-ish minutes. Do you think you guys are ready to present? Okay, who wants to go first?
We'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Do you want to stand up here?
No, not really. Not really. I'm good.
Okay.
So our employee engagement program is going to be held during Shark Week,
Okay.
and people can work in teams,
Mhm.
in a department, or they can pick people from other departments. They have to enter as a team of at least 4 people, no more than 6. And if the luck of the draw will determine whether they get a trivia question related to BSA and BSA's history and culture,
Okay.
or if they get a shark trivia question. It's the luck of the draw. And they get to work together. They get to work together as a team to answer as many correct trivia questions as they can.
Okay.
And the winner gets a first place medal.
Awesome.
The winning team gets a medal.
What would this program be called?
Shark bait, ooh ha ha.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay. So, and their group had a shark hat and a medal, just in case. So, what do you guys think of this campaign?
I think it's very fun.
It is fun.
Do you think the campaign's clear?
Yeah, it seems pretty clear.
It'll be nice.
Okay. Okay. What is the primary focus of their campaign? How are they going to engage employees?
Shark hats.
Shark hats.
By getting them to be in groups of people that are around the hospital.
Perfect.
Involved.
Yeah.
Okay. What aspects do you think we could possibly revise for this to be implemented at BSA?
Take out the part about sharks.
Okay.
The whole shark thing.
The whole shark thing. Okay. Okay. You guys did great. Who wants to go next?
You put community questions in instead of
I guess we'll go.
Okay,
So we had a charger
you have the charger and the marquee light.
that we spelled out yin night. We're not actually having yin night.
Okay,
So we figured we would hand out chargers to people with BSA logos on them.
okay,
That's kind of that.
okay,
But we would encourage people to video on their phone why they love their job, why they love BSA.
okay,
So then those videos could turn into a commercial
okay,
and then have a premiere night of the commercial and people can see if they're on the BSA commercial.
cool. Okay, awesome.
Tyler thought of it all.
So,
Job team.
Unless y'all like it, then I thought.
so what do you guys like about this campaign for employees?
I like that they get to share their story with
Yeah.
everybody.
That's what we were going for.
Yeah. Do you guys, what's the primary focus?
To kind of, how you said that sometimes negativity runs off on people, positivity can rub off on people too. So if they see lots of different people that are excited about what they're doing, maybe that shows that.
Okay. To make this go over well at BSA, what do you think needs to be revised?
Don't know about the charger aspect.
The part about people videoing with their cell phones.
Yeah.
I don't think our
Yeah.
communications department would be okay with that.
Nope. Maybe if we had something set up down here, people could come down or
Yeah.
something.
Got a booth.
I just thought like the selfie during surgery or something. would-
Yeah.
For the patient
Yeah.
chart, go over really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Ronnie. He didn't make it.
But I still love my
What about
job.
my job?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job, guys. Very creative.
Yay.
Okay, our last group.
Yay. So,
You guys had flowers and a trophy.
Lovely Oscar trophy.
We
So,
really wanted to do the BSA bachelor or bachelorette.
We were gonna.
Oh.
We went with Grow Your Roots with BSA, Roots for short. It's a BSA rose and veggie garden. You get to plant your own roses and veggies, and we will have a voting thing on who has the best. We can use the roses to give out to patients who don't usually get flowers. And we can have just an open garden, community garden for people to come and get their own veggies. And we decided since roses attract bees, we can also eventually start a beekeeping club with a honey farm.
Dang.
So of course we will
That is
have
very
all of our
ambitious.
social media outlets. And
Awesome.
And then we're gonna
Okay.
start selling BSA honey.
Exactly. Different flavors of honey.
So what do you guys think of this campaign?
I like it.
I thought it was neat.
I like the part of giving the flowers to the people that.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get flowers.
What is their main focus? How are they engaging employees?
The employees are giving back to, working with your hands and
Mm-hmm.
making where you work at least a little bit of a prettier place.
Perfect.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, we can take some veggies home if you do a good job.
Yeah, if you have a green thumb.
You water it a lot.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, you guys all did great. I know that was kind of hard, but it's just a fun little activity to really think about how we can incorporate employee engagement in our daily routines and take these ideals back to our everyday work lives. So, our implementation that we've learned through this class, we need to engage our employees. It's important and we can't afford disengagement. So we need to maintain our company culture and our purpose and our why. We need to supply recognition frequently and often, create a sense of trust and transparency with our employees, provide the opportunity to perform well, provide opportunities for personal growth through the programs that we talked about, our tuition assistance, our BSA Gives Back, all of that kind of stuff, and create a positive and inclusive work environment. So when we do all of this, we're able to create a happier and more engaged workplace and decrease turnover and increase profitability. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, that's it.